My name is Diana Maxwell. I interned at the Advisory Council in the summer of 2008, and currently I work at the National Trust for Historic Preservation as grants manager. I was a Preserve America intern and worked with the program there and did a lot of administrative work going along with that, reviewing applications, sort of that initial review, as well as writing profiles of the communities that have been selected, and also doing sort of background contact research to update older profiles and things like that. And I also, sort of to tie in my graduate work, wrote a paper on museums and heritage tourism to sort of see how the two interacted and if used Preserve America communities as the basis for that research. For me, it was an interesting internship just because I was studying museum studies. I wasn't studying preservation directly. I was taking a lot of preservation classes. I graduated with a concentration in preservation, but it was sort of these two fields that I was interested in: museum studies, particularly museum administration, and historic preservation. So this was a good fit in that way, just because it was sort of looking at administration of a federal program that did involve museums to some extent, and had me look at preservation in a different way. John Fowler came to one of my introductory preservation classes. We had a number of preservation professionals come to speak to the class, talk about their organizations or their agencies and what they did. And I just thought it was really interesting. It was sort of this federal level. I was in DC. I sort of had the idea that I wanted to stay in DC after graduate school, so sort of see what's available here that's sort of only in DC. That started it. So I sent off my resume and heard back from the Preserve America group, and that's where I ended up. And I think it was great, especially in the summer, because even though there were only 2 interns in the Advisory Council office, we were still part of the broader DC preservation program that summer. So we got to learn about the National Trust and visit. I think we went on a hard hat tour of the Pentagon, while it was under reconstruction. So sort of those opportunities were available where you could mix with a larger group of interns, but still have that sort of intimate feel of being just 1 or 2 at the agency itself. DC definitely is a city of interns, especially in the summer, and to be able to connect with other preservation interns, especially for me, it was a field that I was interested in, but didn't have a lot of friends from undergraduates who were interested in it. So it was sort of this mysterious field a little bit. To connect with other people who were interested was a really great part of the program. It's interesting because that in a lot of ways carries over to my work here at the Trust. Our grants program is national, and I see some of these community names pop up again as grant applicants. So I go, oh yeah, okay, I remember them from this internship 10 years ago. I manage the grant programs at the National Trust. Grants we give out nationally. We recently had a really successful campaign with our African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund grant program. We were expecting maybe 200 applications. We got 831, so that was a lot. But ultimately we were able to give just over $1 million away to some really interesting projects nationwide, focusing on African American cultural heritage, which was really great.